When you think about, a really successful ultra-modern metropolis, what's the first image that pops into your head?
Oh, usually it's like skyscrapers.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
A skyline of glass and steel.
Mhm.
Or high-speed trains that run perfectly on schedule.
Yeah, or air-conditioned financial district.
Just humming with
yeah.
global capital, right?
Mhm.
Streets that look like they are completely polished overnight.
Oh, for sure.
And I think we look at these cities and we just assume that with enough wealth or enough technology, human beings can basically engineer away the really messy, grueling struggles of everyday survival.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a very seductive illusion, isn't it?
It really is.
Because we see all that incredible wealth, and we naturally assume it acts as like a floor for everyone living within those city limits.
Right, like a safety net.
Exactly. We think surely in a place with that many billionaires, no one is resorting to, 19th century manual labor just to buy a bowl of rice.
Right.
But if you want to understand the true economic ecosystem of a city, you can't just look at the high-rises.
No, you have to look down.
You have to look at what the city throws away. And more importantly, you have to look at who is actually forced to pick it up.
Which is exactly what we're doing today. So welcome to today's deep dive. We are exploring a really remarkable, honestly eye-opening email draft from Life Messages.
Yeah, from May 27, 2026.
Right. And it features this deeply poignant story by Chris Lau alongside some truly striking photographs by Catherine Phillips.
The photos really stick with you.
They do. So our mission today, for you listening, is to look past that glittering facade of Hong Kong and understand a hidden, just relentless economy operating right there on the pavement.
The world of the city's cardboard grannies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this. I want you to picture one of Asia's wealthiest hubs.
Right.
You have the luxury boutiques, you have the massive tech giants.
Yeah.
Now just pan the camera down to street level. Imagine elderly citizens, and we are talking people in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s.
It's hard to even picture.
It is.
Yeah.
Just zigzagging through these steep, incredibly narrow streets.
Yeah, in baking, humid sunshine.
Or torrential rain. And they are out there physically pushing these metal trolleys, piled high with tens of kilograms of discarded cardboard.
And the visual contrast there is just jarring.
Oh, completely.
You have like autonomous vehicles driving right past people who are doing the most backbreaking analog labor imaginable.
Yeah.
Because the cardboard these elderly workers are hauling, it isn't just municipal waste.
Right.
It's basically a physical manifestation of a staggering wealth gap.
Which is exactly where we need to start because, you don't end up pushing a rusted trolley through a rainstorm in your 80s.
Yeah.
Unless the system you live in has completely, cornered you.
No, you really don't.
Just to give you an idea of the mechanics here, it's almost like the city is this giant state-of-the-art luxury cruise ship.
Okay, yeah.
But instead of an automated engine room managing the waste, they've just opened a hatch at the bottom and are relying on a fleet of tiny, totally unregulated rowboats to catch all the garbage before it sinks them.
That's a really good way to put it. And we really have to look at the macroeconomic numbers driving this.
Because they are shocking.
The numbers are severe. So our source references a 2024 report from the charity Oxfam Hong Kong.
Right.
And they estimated that 580,000 elderly people in the city were living in poverty.
Wait, 580,000?
Yeah.
More than 500,000 elderly individuals in a city known for extreme wealth.
Yes. More than 500,000.
That is just, I can't wrap my head around that.
Well, no, to be fair, the government does offer elderly citizens a monthly allowance.
Okay, so there is something.
There is something, but the problem is the context of where they live. Hong Kong consistently ranks as like one of the single most expensive cities on the planet.
Right, the real estate alone is astronomical.
Exactly. So for a huge portion of that 500,000, the government allowance doesn't come anywhere close to covering basic rent and food.
So it's a drop in the bucket.
Pretty much.
Okay.
These workers aren't out on the streets looking for, supplemental pocket money to buy gifts. They're out there because if they don't do this, they simply won't eat.
So they are effectively priced out of their own retirement.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And that raises this incredibly bleak question for me. If you are out there navigating steep hills with a towering stack of cardboard, dodging traffic, risking heat stroke, what is the actual financial return on that kind of physical investment? How much does this labor actually pay?
Well, we can look at one of the women profiled in the story. A woman named Lai.
Wow.
She's in her 70s. And on a quote-unquote good day.
Meaning what, exactly?
Meaning she has worked from morning until night. She's actually found enough cardboard, and she's successfully pushed it to a buyer.
Right, okay.
On a day like that, Lai makes about 100 Hong Kong dollars.
Okay, and if we convert that to U.S. currency?
It's roughly $12.
$12.
Yeah.
Let's just pause and hold on to that number for a second. I want you, listening to this right now, to just think about what $12 buys in a major city today.
Barely anything.
Barely anything.
And the source material is very clear on this point, that $12 is barely enough to pay for 2 cheap meals.
Lunch and dinner.
Yes. That is the entirety of her reward for a full day of exhausting physical labor.
And it's not even a guaranteed $12, is it? Because the piece mentions something about the prices dropping.
Right.
And I really want to understand the mechanics of how that happens to someone with literally zero leverage.
It's because it's a highly volatile market. Lai's earnings have essentially halved over the past year.
Halved?
Yeah. The recycling companies that buy this cardboard, they used to pay 0.6 Hong Kong dollars per kilogram.
Okay, so what's that in U.S. cents?
That's around 8 cents in U.S. currency.
8 cents a kilo.
Right. Which, crucially, was the minimum price recommended by the government.
Okay.
But recently, those companies just slashed what they offer down to 0.3 Hong Kong dollars.
So less than 4 cents per kilogram.
Less than 4 cents.
Wait, I'm genuinely confused here.
Yeah.
If the government officially recommends a minimum of 8 cents a kilo, how are these recycling companies getting away with paying less than 4?
Right.
Are they just, like, openly defying the recommendation because they know a 7-year-old woman with a trolley can't exactly hire a labor lawyer?
It's less about some dramatic theatrical defiance and more about just the brutal reality of an entirely unregulated, informal economy.
Okay.
The government's recommendation is really just that. It's a recommendation.
So it's not a law.
No, it carries absolutely no legal or binding weight.
Wow.
And these recycling firms, you have to understand, they operate on incredibly thin margins themselves.
Right, because they're tied to global commodities markets.
Exactly. When the global price of recycled pulp drops, they just pass that cut directly down to the absolute bottom of the supply chain.
To the people pushing the carts.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head regarding leverage.
Right.
These elderly workers, they can't exactly store the cardboard in a warehouse and wait for a better price.
No, they live in tiny apartments if they have homes at all.
Right. They need cash that same day to buy dinner.
Wow.
The companies know this, so they just set the price at whatever the floor will bear.
So they just absorb the blow.
Always.
Let's actually do the math on that blow to really visualize the physical reality of this.
Okay.
If you are making less than 4 cents a kilogram, and you need to earn that $12 just to eat your 2 meals,
Yeah, you have to collect a lot.
you have to collect and haul roughly 300 kilograms of cardboard.
Which is well over 600 pounds.
600 pounds.
Yes. 600 pounds of cardboard that must be scavenged, broken down by hand, stacked, tied up, and pushed.
I can't even imagine moving 600 pounds of anything on a totally flat surface.
Let alone in Hong Kong.
Right, let alone
Yeah.
through a densely packed urban environment with massive hills.
And this raises a really important question.
Yeah.
If these individuals are managing to find and haul hundreds of pounds of cardboard every single day,
Right.
where is all of it coming from?
Yeah, because for this shadow economy to even exist, the city itself must be practically drowning in discarded packaging.
Oh, it absolutely is. The data shows Hong Kong is an exceptionally wasteful city, even by modern standards.
Okay, give you the numbers.
It generates a massive 1.51 kilograms of waste per capita every single day.
Wait, 1.51 kilograms per person per day.
Yes.
Numbers like that can get abstract really quickly. Is that, like, normal for a major Asian metropolis?
Not at all.
How does it compare to places with similar wealth and consumer habits?
It is remarkably high. If you look at neighboring economic hubs, the contrast is stark.
Okay.
So Tokyo, which is, famous for its consumer culture and its elaborate packaging.
Oh yeah, everything is individually wrapped in Tokyo.
Right. Tokyo generates only 0.88 kilograms per capita.
Oh wow.
Seoul sits at 0.95 kilograms.
Okay.
Taipei is a bit higher at 1.139 kilograms.
But still way lower than Hong Kong.
Exactly. Hong Kong's 1.51 kilograms just far outpaces all of them.
That's crazy.
And the compounding issue isn't just the sheer volume of waste.
What is it?
It's what happens after it's thrown away. Hong Kong's official recycling rate hovers between 30 and 40%.
That seems low.
It is. Compare that to Taiwan or South Korea, which both recycle more than half of their waste.
Okay, so if we connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
these elderly residents aren't just out there scavenging for pennies.
No, not at all.
They are functionally serving as the city's essential municipal recycling infrastructure.
Exactly.
They're capturing this massive, outsized overflow of cardboard from restaurants, from retail shops, from delivery services.
Stuff that would otherwise just sit on the sidewalks.
Right, or go straight into a landfill, because the formal system clearly can't handle it.
Yeah.
So the city is essentially outsourcing its waste management deficit to 80-year-olds.
That is exactly what is happening. They are this unofficial shadow workforce keeping the streets from overflowing. They provide a vital environmental and municipal service, but because they do it outside the formal economy, their contribution is entirely unrecognized.
Which leads me to wonder about how the city actually interacts with them.
Yeah.
Because if you are out there providing this vital service, I mean, literally carrying the weight of the city's overconsumption on your back.
Right.
Do they have any sort of official permit? Like any legal protection while they work?
None whatsoever.
Really?
None. The harsh reality is they have no official job title, they have no union, and they have zero protections.
That's wild.
And operating in that informal gray area puts them in constant daily jeopardy.
Like what?
Well, for instance, municipal officials frequently confiscate their trolleys or even their collected cardboard.
Wait, they confiscate it?
Yeah.
You're telling me a 70-year-old spends 10 hours collecting 600 pounds of cardboard,
Right?
providing a free municipal service,
Yeah.
and a city official can just walk up and take it away? Why?
Because the formal system views them strictly as a nuisance, not a service.
That makes me so angry.
They are seen as unlicensed hawkers or just individuals illegally occupying public space.
Wow.
And it gets even more tragic.
Oh, no.
The source notes that sometimes when these workers have meticulously gathered and stacked all their cardboard for the day,
Yeah.
maybe they just stepped away for a single moment to, go find a restroom or grab another box down the alley.
Okay.
Strangers or even government street cleaners will mistake their stash for illegal dumping.
No.
And they will simply throw the entire pile into a garbage truck.
That is just devastating.
It really is.
I want you to really put yourself in that mindset. You have hauled 600 pounds of weight.
Yeah.
Your entire body aches. You are counting on the $12 from that specific pile of cardboard just to be able to eat dinner tonight.
Right?
You turn your back for 5 minutes and it's gone.
Completely gone.
Destroyed by the very city you are inadvertently helping to clean up. You are left with absolutely zero to show for the day's agony.
It perfectly illustrates the extreme vulnerability of this population.
Yeah.
They are entirely exposed. Exposed to the brutal weather, exposed to the whims of global commodity pricing dictating their pennies,
Right.
and exposed to arbitrary municipal enforcement, all without a single thread of a safety net.
We've talked a lot about the massive numbers here. Millions of kilos of waste, 500,000 people in poverty.
Yeah,
But it's really hard to keep those huge statistics in your head.
it is.
Let's talk about what this actually looks like for one person on the street today. Like, who are the actual people pushing these carts? How do they physically and mentally endure this?
Well, the Chris Lau story does a phenomenal job of introducing us to the individuals behind those statistics.
Okay, let's hear about them.
Let's look at Chani Naikin.
Okay.
She is 95 years old.
95.
Yes, 95.
At 95, a person should be surrounded by family, resting in a comfortable chair.
Right.
The idea of manual labor at that age is almost incomprehensible.
Yet she is out there pushing a heavy trolley. And the story recounts what is described as a quote-unquote bad day for her.
What happened?
One afternoon, she pushed her loaded trolley all the way from one city district to another,
Oh my God.
navigating the streets step by step, only to arrive and find out that the specific recycling outpost she relies on was no longer accepting cardboard.
Think about the absolute crushing weight of that moment.
Just devastating.
You've expended energy you barely have to spare. You've anticipated the small payout that keeps you alive.
Yeah.
And you arrive to a closed door. For someone who is 95, a bad day. Like, that isn't just a frustrating inconvenience.
No, not at all.
It is a literal threat to their physical survival.
Exactly. We also meet Chung. He is 80 years old, and he's known as a cardboard uncle, which the story actually points out is somewhat rare, as women make up the vast majority of this specific trade.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and he doesn't follow a strict schedule like some others. He prefers to walk and just pick up cardboard as he finds it throughout his day.
But, I mean, the lack of a schedule doesn't change the laws of physics.
No, it doesn't.
He still has to move the material.
Exactly. Because once his trolley is fully loaded, he faces a grueling 30-minute journey, pushing it from his home base to the nearest buyer.
30 minutes pushing 600 pounds.
Yeah. And remember, Hong Kong's unique geography.
The hills.
It is incredibly hilly. That 30-minute push often involves navigating steep inclines.
Wow.
Just imagine being an 80-year-old man forcing your body weight against a heavy cart going uphill just to manage someone else's excess delivery boxes.
It's heartbreaking.
And then there's the story of Wu Xiaojing.
Okay.
She's 71 years old, and her daily schedule is, frankly, punishing.
What did you do?
She hits the streets to begin her shift at 2 a.m. every single night.
2 a.m.
2 a.m.
While the entire city sleeps.
Yep. She goes out into the dark to collect the cardboard discarded in alleys by businesses and restaurants that have just closed.
Yeah.
And she doesn't just grab it. She carefully sorts it into categories, prepares the bundles, and then waits to take it to a local firm to sell.
Okay.
By the time her shift ends and she finally heads home, it is usually around 11 a.m.
So it's a 9-hour shift.
A 9-hour manual labor shift.
I want you to think about what you were doing at 2 a.m. last night.
Probably sleeping.
Right. Maybe you were deep in sleep, or maybe you were just getting up for a glass of water.
Yeah.
Wu Xiaojing was standing in a dark alley, breaking down wet cardboard boxes.
It's incredible.
But here's where it gets really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
It's her perspective on her own life.
Right.
Because we are looking at this from the outside. We see the gross injustice, the poverty, the physical destruction of the body.
Yeah.
But Wu Xiaojing has done this exact routine on the exact same street for 3 decades.
30 years.
And when she speaks to the reporter, she doesn't frame it as this desperate, tragic livelihood.
No, she doesn't.
She calls it a hobby.
She actually goes a step further. She quips that it is an addiction. An addiction.
Yeah. She compares it directly to smoking and gambling,
Wow.
calling it a hobby you can't get rid of. And she states, with total conviction, that she will continue doing it until the day she physically cannot move anymore.
I have to be honest, I really struggled with that when I read the source.
It is hard to process.
Calling a 9-hour, middle-of-the-night labor shift where you push 600 pounds of trash a hobby or an addiction,
Yeah.
it feels almost impossible to reconcile with the horrific reality of the work. Why on earth would she use those words?
What's fascinating here is the psychological adaptation required to survive long-term trauma or just extreme hardship.
Okay.
When a human being is forced into a precarious, exhausting situation that is entirely outside of their control.
Like being priced out of retirement.
Exactly. The mind has to find a way to cope.
Right.
If you wake up every single day at 2 a.m. and view your life purely as endless forced suffering inflicted upon you by a broken society.
Yeah, the despair would just paralyze you.
Exactly. You wouldn't be able to get out of bed. So by calling it a hobby, she's essentially tricking her own mind, like taking back the steering wheel.
Well, it's not even a trick. It's a profound reclamation of agency.
Reclaiming agency.
Yeah. By reframing this relentless struggle into a routine she quote-unquote chooses, or a hobby she enjoys, or an addiction she manages.
She maintains her human dignity.
Precisely. It ceases to be a punishment and it becomes her craft.
Wow.
It is a remarkable testament to human resilience. She isn't delusional, you know. She tells the reporter plainly that the work is exhausting if you don't like it.
Right.
But she is fiercely defending her ownership over her own existence.
She's an incredible survival mechanism.
Yeah.
Not just for the body, but for the soul.
Absolutely.
She has taken this invisible, profoundly marginalized role and built a powerful identity around it.
Yeah.
It gives her a sense of purpose, even if the systemic reasons she is out there are completely unjust.
And we see that specific type of resilience mirrored in everyone we've talked about today.
We really do.
The 95-year-old walking across city districts. The 80-year-old battling the steep inclines. The 71-year-old working through the dead of night.
Yeah.
They are not acting like passive victims waiting for rescue.
No.
They are active, incredibly tough participants in an economy that extracts everything from them and gives them almost nothing in return.
So what does this all mean?
Yeah.
When we zoom out and look at the full picture of what we've unpacked today.
Right.
We started with the familiar image of Hong Kong as this glittering, perfectly engineered, modern metropolis.
With glass and steel.
Exactly. But right there, hidden in plain sight, is a starkly different reality.
Yeah.
We have an ultra-wealthy society generating an astonishing amount of daily waste, far more than its neighbors.
1.51 kilos a day.
Right, and managing the overflow of that massive consumption is an invisible, fiercely resilient workforce of elderly citizens.
The cardboard grannies.
Yeah, they are out there at 2 a.m. in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, hauling 600 pounds of discarded packaging for $12 a day.
It's just wild.
They endure a market that cuts their pay in half on a whim. They work without an ounce of legal protection. And they risk having their entire day's labor thrown in a garbage truck by the very city they are serving.
It forces us to look really closely at the mechanics of modern convenience.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, the seamless deliveries, the endless unboxing videos, the restaurants. That convenience produces a staggering physical byproduct.
It doesn't just disappear.
No, it doesn't. And because the formal municipal systems are entirely inadequate,
Right.
the heavy physical burden of managing that byproduct falls directly on the absolute most vulnerable members of society.
The poorest members of society are literally doing the heavy lifting to subsidize the waste management of the richest.
That's exactly it.
And they're doing it with such profound strength that they reframe it as a hobby just to survive the mental weight of it all.
Which brings us to a conclusion that I think we really need to sit with.
What's that?
If a city of millions is currently relying on the shadow workforce of 70, 80, and 90-year-olds just to keep its streets functional,
Yeah.
what happens in 5 or 10 years?
Oh, wow.
This isn't just about ignoring a vulnerable population. The city is blindly borrowing against a future where this specific, impossibly resilient generation will simply be gone.
That is a chilling thought for you to carry forward.
It really is.
The city is leaning on an unofficial infrastructure that is literally aging out of existence.
Yeah.
The glittering machine only runs because someone is quietly turning the gears in the dark. But those hands won't be there forever.
No, they won't.
It has been a truly eye-opening deep dive today. Thank you so much for exploring this with us. Take care of yourselves, and we look forward to unpacking the next topic with you.